Hi, Jonas and Cam. It's Auntie Sarah. We're going to read chapters 3 and 4 of The Wizard of Oz today. So last time we left off, there goes Uncle Matty in the background. Nope, take him, please. Django's going inside. Dorothy had been taken with her little dog by a cyclone to the land of Oz, and she's meeting some interesting people. So chapter 3 is called The Scarecrow. Dorothy and Toto followed the yellow brick road for many miles, and after a while they stopped beside a big cornfield and sat down to rest. Not too far away, Dorothy could see a scarecrow. It was placed high on a pole so it could scare the birds away from the ripe corn. The scarecrow's head was a small sack stuffed with straw. Someone had painted its face with eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and it was dressed in a blue suit and wore old boots and a pointed hat. While Dorothy was looking at the scarecrow, she was surprised to see one of the eyes slowly wink at her. Then the figure nodded its head in her direction. Dorothy walked up to the scarecrow. "Good day," said the scarecrow. "Did you speak?" asked Dorothy. "Certainly," answered the scarecrow. "How do you do?" "I'm pretty well, thank you," Dorothy replied. "How are you?" "I'm not feeling well," the scarecrow said. "This pole is stuck up my back and I can't get down." Dorothy reached up and lifted the figure off the pole. Since the scarecrow was made of straw, he was very light. "Thank you very much," said the scarecrow. "I feel like a new man." All this seemed very strange to Dorothy. She had never seen a stuffed man who could walk and talk. Here's a picture of Dorothy taking the scarecrow off the pole. "Who are you and where are you going?" asked the scarecrow. "My name is Dorothy," she said, "and I'm going to the Emerald City to ask the Great Oz to send me back to Kansas." But the scarecrow had never heard of the Great Oz or the Emerald City. Sadly, he explained to Dorothy that since his head was stuffed with straw, he had no brains. Dorothy felt very sorry for the unhappy scarecrow. "Do you think," he asked, "that if I go to the Emerald City with you, that the Great Oz will give me some brains?" "I cannot tell," she answered, "but you may come with me if you like. If Oz will not give you any brains, you will be no worse off than you are now." The scarecrow nodded his head in agreement and joined Dorothy and Toto on their journey to the Emerald City. So here they are, setting off on the yellow brick road with Toto and Dorothy and the scarecrow. All right, chapter 4, not 2 or 3. Chapter 4 is called The Tin Man. Who do you think they're going to meet now? After a few hours, the road began to get rough. Walking grew difficult, and the scarecrow fell many times. But since he was made of straw, he never got hurt. Soon the daylight faded away, and the sky grew very dark. Dorothy could not see at all, but the scarecrow said he could see in the dark just as well as in the light. Dorothy asked him to stop when he saw a house, for she was becoming tired. So there they are, looking at the house they found. After a little while, the scarecrow stopped. "I see a cottage built of logs and branches. Shall we go there?" "Oh, yes," answered Dorothy. "I am really very tired." When they reached the cottage, Dorothy fell fast asleep with Toto beside her. The scarecrow, who never needed to sleep, stood in the corner and waited for morning. As the sun came up, Dorothy was awakened by an awful groan. The sound seemed to come from somewhere in the forest. Dorothy saw something shining not far from where she stood. When she walked deeper into the forest, she saw a remarkable thing. Standing beside a large tree was a man completely made of tin. He had an axe in his hand. Dorothy looked at him in amazement. "Did you groan?" she asked. "Yes," answered the Tin Man. "I've been groaning for a long time, but no one has ever come to help me." And there is the Tin Man, made completely of tin. "What can I do for you?" asked Dorothy. "Get an oil can and oil my joints," answered the Tin Man. "They are so rusty I cannot move." Dorothy ran back to the cottage and found an oil can. The Tin Man told her where to put the oil. In just a few minutes, the Tin Man was able to move. "How can I ever thank you? I might have stood there in the forest for years if you hadn't saved me. How did you happen to be here?" Dorothy explained that she, Toto, and the Scarecrow were all on their way to the Emerald City to see the great Oz. When she told him this, the Tin Man began to think. "Do you suppose Oz could give me a heart?" he asked. "The Wicked Witch of the East cast an evil spell on me. As I was out chopping wood, she turned me into tin and took away my heart." There's Dorothy oiling the Tin Man's joints. Can you tell that this book is kind of old? The pictures are in black and white. Kind of simple. Dorothy thought for a moment. "Why, I think so," she said. "It would be as easy as giving the Scarecrow brains." So the Tin Man picked up his axe and his oil can and joined his new friends on their journey to Oz. And here is the Tin Man there with, oh, no, that's the Scarecrow with Dorothy, the Tin Man. And do we see Toto in that picture? I don't see Toto in that picture. Okay, until next time. Bye-bye.